Hi guys, Nancy. Okay, here. Now this video probably should go to the larger group, but because I'm not sure about an answer, this is a prime example of why going to the user group is better, or the help group is probably better than asking me the question, because I share what I have used and have gotten comfortable with, and whatnot. And I have never, the third question is about protecting Zoom Notes so that it can't be modified if you decide to sell it. And I've never done that. I know how to do it, but I don't know how to sell. All right. And I know that Linda Kittle, I think, um, she has a journal for sale, and she is a big um, person, or she's a person that answers a lot of questions on the help group. So she would be much more familiar with it. I think she's even done videos on this kind of thing. But that's why I try to recommend going there first with questions, because there are a lot smarter people there. And Ed hangs out there, and nobody's going to answer a question like Ed answers a question, I guess. And, and what I'm going to go ahead and answer the third question first, and that's about protecting the master layers so that if you sell one, they're not going to be able to modify it. And the way you would do that is if you go to the Z um, and look at this list. See, it's got calendar. Usually, if it's closed up, just open up calendar. No, good grief. Master layers. There. See, it says protect master layers. You can toggle that on and off. And if you toggle it on, you can also add password protected. Now, thankfully, that I'm a little bit experienced in, because I bought a planner that someone had created in Zoom Notes, and thankfully they had left it. They had protected the masters, but they had not put a password on it. So I was able to open it up, come to the Z, and just toggle that off. And then I was able to modify it, even though I bought it from her. Now, if she had password protected it, I couldn't have done that. So that is literally all I know about that. Okay. So, because I've never done it. Now, let's go back. It says, is it best to set up master layers at the first of the document creation, or is it better to set them up on the fly? I don't think there's necessarily I don't think it matters personally, but I will say that if you create a document like a planner using Zoom Notes, then he does go ahead and create certain layers right then. As soon as you know that um, you need a master layer, then go ahead and do it. And so, let me go ahead and go there. So if you go to see down at the bottom, it'll be somewhere else on your screen, but that little, it's grayed right now. It looks kind of like a table with the letter or the number 8 on it. What that's for, if I tap on it, see, it closes down so that I'm not accidentally hitting and jumping to another document, which I do all the time if this is not done. So I'm going to tap on it. See, if I just tap on it, it opens and closes. However, if I hold my pen down, see, it gives you a pop-up, and I'm going to go to create document, and I'm going to go to custom. I'm just doing this so you can see kind of the defaults. Now, it will put up the last planner that you created. It saves that. And if you haven't created one yet, there's still going to be a default one that I think Ed set up so that you immediately have a planner before you even get started. But that literally is all I need to do. I can go and look at configure planner and make changes to it. If I decide that I don't like those colors, I can come to tabs and change the palette to something different. I just want to use the pink, yellow, and blue and go back. And I'm going to look, see it didn't change it right away, but as soon as I looked at it closer, I love doing just a few colors so that it does that pretty blend. I think that's so pretty. But if you don't know what I just did, I hit those two arrows that are pointing in opposite directions underneath the calendar. Now, notice that the calendar display did not change. However, if I go to a different place here, it does change. So you just have to change the screen and it'll automatically change it for you. So let's just say that's all I wanted to do. I want to leave it as is. Right now I've got year, month, and weeks. I don't have days. Now all I have to do to add days is go to the sections and go to the bottom. If you've never used this, you need to come and play with it. It's fun. But I want to add date pages, and I just want to add the date so that I don't have a bunch of choices. So now if I look at my days, see, this is what my day page is going to look like. So that's all I'm going to do to change the existing one that I had created earlier. I go back to custom and I do create. And it will automatically create that calendar that I just did. And if you look at the thing that it automatically created the tabs because those do need to be on every page. That's a master. And then the planner is not a master because you've got too many different pages. You've got your months, you've got your days, and you've got your weeks. And the layout for each one of those things is under the title planner. And like I said, this is Ed generating this thing. So I think this is probably the best example to use or the smartest way to do it because this is what he did. He's got the planner and it depends on what page you're on as to what is underneath the planner title. If I'm on this one, it's going to, see if I click on that, that's what's on the planner level. But if I go to May, the month, I need to get see if I look again at the at the planner layer, then it's going to look like that. So even though you're using the same name for the layer, for the layer, you can put different things on different pages. Unlike the master. Once you add a master, you can add to the master. Let's say I suddenly decide that on the tabs, because it's already let me do that. Let me get back here. Because it's already a master that exists, I could make that current and add something to it. Let's say, for example, I just wanted to add a new link. Then I could go here, and if it's something that I definitely know that I want to put on every page, then I could put it here. All right. But the moral of that story, the short of it is, it doesn't matter when you create a master, because it's going to act the same way. And it doesn't matter where in the document you do it. I can be on any page and create a whole new master. If I go here and I do plus, I've just created a new master. I go back and it is open. Let's see. So no, it created it as locked and it put it at the top. Now sometimes it matters where you put it because it depends on what it is, and if you put it on top, or it created it at the top of the list. Um, if I go to manage, I can either leave it there or I can move it underneath existing tabs. It only matters if there's something that's solid. Let me show you. If I want to move this master down to underneath planner and do done, and I unlock it. Now notice that my tabs is unlocked, and if it's not locked, it's not going to show up on every page. So you need to be sure and lock up masters. So now I've got a master layer called master, and I'm going to put something on it. Let me show you. It's the current, and I'm going to put, let's see, I'm just going to put a shape. All right. Oh, I didn't hit apply. Well. Oh, no. I didn't have to hit apply when I was creating it, but notice that it's not showing up anywhere. That's because I put it, it's underneath the planner layer, and the planner layer is opaque. You can't see through it. It's automatically hidden. Even though the shape is there, you can't see it because you've got that layer on top of it. So if I turn that layer off, now let me tap off so this will disappear. And then I go here and I turn off the planner visibility. See, now I can see it. So that would be something that might control the where it is on this list. So I would need to put the master layer up above the planner because the planner is opaque and not clear or transparent. Okay, so it does not matter when or what page you're on when you create it. Doesn't matter, but where you put it in the list does matter. Now what will happen is if I forget, I'm going to change my current, but I'm not going to lock it. Now I want to go ahead and change the I keep doing this. Go to manage and go ahead and put the master above the planner so that little square does show up. Done, or that shape I should say. And I want to turn that layer, do done, and I want to make the planner visible again. So if I'm able to see it, and let's see, I do done. If I look at it again, now let me see how I'm having to do that open close business. It's easier to just go ahead and pin it, and then you've got this little cute little bitty version of this layers picture. The only problem is you can't do anything with masters using this. You can lock it and do whatever, but you can't create masters. So I like to leave this little thing open. You'll see it open on my videos a lot because I like using it. But I decide that I want to, I'm going to go to a different page. I'm going to go to November. Got to get my traveling tool. November. And now I'm on an entirely different page in the document, and I want to add something to this master layer. So I'm trying to unlock, I have to unlock it. And see, it will automatically tell you that, wait a minute, you didn't, it's still open on a different page. You can't modify it here because it's open somewhere else. So all you have to do is go to that page. It'll take you back to where it's unlocked, and then you can lock it back here. Go back to November. Not that you would need to go back to November. It's just that that might be where you thought of the idea or whatever. I don't know why you'd want to go back, but now I can unlock it here and make a change to it and lock it back. And now no matter what page I go to, well, why isn't it showing up? Maybe I wasn't on the master. Maybe I didn't have it as the master. Heck. Okay, so I have it as the current, and I create the heart, and now I go to layer 1 and lock it. Now it should be on every page. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's what I did wrong. I wasn't on the master when I did that. Now notice, this is what is so cool about Zoom Notes. I love Zoom Notes. I can create calendars all day long. And notice that if I've got it set up where, see, I've got scriptures that show up every day on a calendar, on an Apple calendar, that I say on Tuesday the 3rd, I want you to show me this scripture. And even though this is a brand new document, it automatically shows up. How cool is that? And it will also, I don't know if you noticed, but if I go back to, I'm getting off topic. This is why I have problems. Why am I doing that? I'm going to go to January and see all my dots. All those are well, I've got extra ones. Let's see. No, those are holidays. I'm trying to find one where I actually tracked. See, maybe this purple one is an example. No, green. It automatically populates what I've done. What I've been tracking, or where I used reminders, it will automatically show my reminders. Now, apparently, I don't have that turned on that example that I created, so it's not helping me. But just know that if it's got it where it's going to show the reminders that already exist, I can make calendars all day long, and all the stuff that I have said, remind me of this, it will be on all of my calendars or planners. I love Zoom Notes. And that way, the first year I was doing this, I had 40 or 50 calendars, and I didn't have to do anything to maintain them. They automatically maintain themselves because I 100% use reminders to document what I've done. And no matter what, and I've got videos on that. I'm getting way off track here. Sorry. Back to masters. So it does not matter where you create the master, because it's going to either stop you if you can't modify it on the page you're on and tell you, wait, it's open somewhere else, so you need to go back there and lock it up in order to modify it. Or you can go there, make your changes, lock it up then, and then it's going to show up. Now, as to the question about whether or not to turn the layers on, you can always let me see, I don't even know where the question is anymore. But if you go to the selection menu here and you go to copy properties, 2 pages, see down at the bottom it says master layer visibilities. If you've got 100 pages that you don't want it to show up on, you would turn it off on a page and then come here to master layer visibilities and tell it what pages to turn it off. All right, so it's not like you have to go to each and every page and turn it off. You just have to know what those pages are. Now, see, that can be tricky if you are trying to turn it off on 100 pages. Now, it's simple enough if it's, 1 through 100. You can just put 1-100 and it'll do it on all those pages. It will automatically set the visibility to the same visibility that is on the current page. But it gets tricky when it's like every 10th page or every, whatever. You would have to know the exact page numbers in order to take advantage of that situation, which is okay. You can do that. Just, pull this up and write it. Okay, from 14 to 22, this is my monthlies or something, whatever. But I just pulled up Apple Notes from the bottom. That's where that came from. Done. So I hope I answered the questions. The main part is it really doesn't matter when or where you are when you create masters. A master is going to show up on every page. Now, again, it's personal choice as to whether you want it to show up or not and how you want to go about turning it off. You can wait and just turn it off 1 page at a time, or you can do that fast way with the copy master layers visibility. And something else that I wanted to mention. It doesn't matter when you create it. Oh, I wanted you to notice that the planner layer, I don't think I've talked about this yet. I did it on a different video. But see, well, I think I did say that. Ed created the master and the planner layer, the tabs in the planner layer. So I would take advantage of his knowledge as to when and why you would want to do something. If you've got a massive amount of pages that you don't want to look a certain way, then you don't make it a master. Okay, you just make it a regular layer and tell it what pages you want it on. Okay, I'm going to stop here because I'm rattling again. Y'all have a good one here. Let me know if that wasn't answering your questions. I hope it did. Okay, that's it. And if it did, if it didn't, then go ask Linda, because Linda knows her stuff when it comes to this. Linda's a much better teacher. I love listening to her because I think she must be from England or something, and I love her voice. The only problem is she doesn't record her voice that much. You have to read hers. So, anyway, y'all have a great day here. Bye.